Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our deep dives into what's shaping America and the world. Today, we're diving into a story that cuts deep. America stands as the world's military titan, stealth bombers that vanish from radar, missiles that can shatter mountains, and a commander-in-chief who boasts of weapons nobody else knows about. This is the image we're sold, an unstoppable juggernaut. But in the jagged hills of Yemen, a rebel group called the HOUTHIS is tearing that image apart. They're striking Israel, strangling global trade, and shrugging off America's might. Over 1,000 airstrikes, billions spent, and they're still standing. This isn't just a war. It's a mirror, exposing our strengths, our blind spots, and the ghosts of Vietnam, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Buckle up, America. It's time to confront the truth about war's unpredictability and ask, are we fighting the right fight? The Houthis aren't just another militia. They're a force reshaping the Middle East. Emerging in the 1990s as a Zaidi Shia religious movement in northern Yemen, they transformed into a battle-hardened insurgency by the 2000s, clashing with Yemen's government and its Saudi backers. By 2014, they seized Sana'a, Yemen's capital, and much of the country's west. Their slogan, "God is great, death to America, death to Israel, curse the Jews, victory for Islam," is a battle cry rooted in anti-Western defiance. Supported by Iran, they're a key player in the axis of resistance, alongside Hamas and Hezbollah, aimed at countering U.S. and Israeli influence. When Israel's war with Hamas erupted in October 2023, the Houthis saw their chance. They began attacking ships in the Red Sea, a choke point for 15% of global trade, and firing missiles at Israel 1,200 miles away. By May 2025, they've hit over 190 vessels, sunk 2, and killed 4 sailors. Their actions have rerouted global shipping around Africa, spiking costs and inflation. This isn't a local uprising, it's a calculated bid for regional power. On May 4th, 2025, the Houthis landed a blow that echoed across the globe. A ballistic missile dubbed Palestine II slammed into the outskirts of Israel's Ben Gurion airport, Tel Aviv's gateway to the world. Launched from Yemen, 1,200 miles away, it carved a crater less than a kilometer from the runway, injured 8 people, and sent travelers scrambling. Major airlines, Lufthansa, Air France, Wizz Air, grounded flights for 48 hours. The Houthis claimed the missile was hypersonic, boasting speeds of Mach 16 and stealth capabilities. Israel's military dismissed it as an advanced ballistic missile, not truly hypersonic, but the damage was done. America's THAAD system and Israel's Arrow defenses, billed as impenetrable, failed due to a technical glitch, according to the Israeli Defense Forces. This wasn't just an attack, it was a statement. A Yemeni militia could strike Israel's heart, exposing vulnerabilities in the West's shield. For America, tied to Israel's security, it was a moment of reckoning. America didn't hesitate. Since March 2025, the US has unleashed over 1,000 airstrikes on Houthi targets, ports, missile caches, bunkers, and command centers. We deployed the crown jewels of our arsenal, B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, each costing $2 billion, and bunker-busting missiles like the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, designed to obliterate underground fortifications. The Pentagon's goal was clear: cripple the Houthis' ability to threaten Red Sea shipping and Israel. But the results? Disappointing. The Houthis kept firing. Their Ben Gurion strike proved their reach. Their drones swarmed the Red Sea, forcing US and British ships to burn through millions in interceptors. On May 6th, President Trump announced a ceasefire, claiming the Houthis capitulated. They didn't. They agreed to pause Red Sea attacks, but vowed to keep targeting Israel. Billions spent, thousands of tons of ordnance dropped, and the Houthis are still in the game. Why? They've got bunkers, tunnels, and Iran's playbook, a masterclass in asymmetric warfare. Israel, reeling from the Ben Gurion attack, struck back with surgical precision. On May 5th and 6, 2025, Israeli F-35 jets bombed Yemen's Hodeidah port and Sana'a airport, 1,200 miles from Tel Aviv. They destroyed 3 civilian planes, crippled infrastructure, and killed at least 7 per Yemeni reports. The targets weren't random. Hodeidah is a lifeline for Iran's weapons shipments to the Houthis, but the Houthis didn't buckle. Their spokesman, Yahya Saree, promised more attacks, even floating the idea of an aerial blockade on Israel, a bold but unrealistic threat. The real shock was the failure of Israel's defenses. The Arrow system, backed by America's THAAD, was supposed to be a fortress. It wasn't. The technical glitch excuse rang hollow. Airlines suspended flights, and Israel's security cabinet scrambled. Israel's not panicking, they've faced worse, but the cracks are undeniable. If a militia can hit their main airport, what's next? And what does it mean for America's role as their shield? This isn't America's first dance with a stubborn foe. Rewind to Vietnam, 1965-1973. We dropped 7 million tons of bombs, more than all of World War II. B-52s turned jungles to ash, targeting the Ho Chi Minh Trail and Viet Cong hideouts. Yet the Viet Cong, burrowed in 250 miles of tunnels, kept fighting. They built underground hospitals, kitchens, even theaters, enduring napalm and Agent Orange. They didn't win battles, they outlasted us. By 1975, Saigon fell, and America left humiliated. The lesson? Firepower doesn't break an enemy with a cause and cover. The Houthis are Yemen's Viet Cong. Their bunkers and tunnels carved into Yemen's mountains, shield missiles and drones from B-2s and bunker busters. Iran's supplies, missiles like the Qadr, drones like the Shahed, keep them armed. Like the Viet Cong, they're fighting a war of attrition, betting on our impatience. Vietnam taught us resilience trumps bombs. Have we forgotten? Now picture Afghanistan, 2001-2021. After 9/11, America invaded with drones, special forces, and $2 trillion. We toppled the Taliban in weeks, but they regrouped in mountains and villages, armed with AK-47s and grit. We built schools, trained armies, and called it progress. By 2021, the Taliban retook Kabul as U.S. troops fled in chaos. 20 years, 2,400 American lives, and no victory. The Houthis echo this. They've fought Saudi Arabia's coalition since 2015, enduring airstrikes that killed thousands. Their cause, anti-Western defiance and Palestinian solidarity, fuels them. Their bunkers, like the Taliban's caves, absorb our blows. Afghanistan showed us that conventional wars against insurgents are traps. Yemen's looking like another quagmire. Are we blind to history? Let's not forget Iraq, 2003-2011. We invaded to oust Saddam Hussein, armed with shock and awe and promises of democracy. Within weeks, Baghdad fell, but insurgency rose, Al-Qaeda, militias, and roadside bombs. We spent $1 trillion, lost 4,400 troops, and left a fractured nation. The lesson? Overconfidence breeds chaos. We thought technology, smart bombs, predator drones, would secure victory. Instead, we faced enemies who blended into cities and struck from shadows. The Houthis are cut from this cloth. Their guerrilla tactics, honed against Saudi Arabia, let them strike and vanish. Iran's weapons keep them lethal. Iraq taught us that superior firepower doesn't guarantee control. Yemen's proving it again. Why do we keep missing the mark? How do the Houthis do it? It's not magic, it's strategy. They use swarms of low-cost drones and missiles, like Iran's Shahed 136, costing $2,000 each. In the Red Sea, these saturation attacks force U.S. and British ships to fire $2 million interceptors. It's economic warfare, bleeding us dry. Their Ben Gurion strike showed precision, hitting within a kilometer of the runway at 1,200 miles. Whether hypersonic or not, it was a leap, likely with Iran's tech. The Houthis' resilience comes from a decade of war against Saudi Arabia, where they mastered hit-and-hide tactics. Their bunkers, like Vietnam's tunnels, are a fortress. Iran provides missiles, training, maybe satellite data. They're not invincible. 19.5 million Yemenis are starving amid their war, but they're prepared. That's their edge. The Houthis don't fight alone. Iran, the puppet master of the axis of resistance, pulls the strings. Tehran supplies missiles like the Qadr, drones like the Shahed, and tech for local assembly, per conflict armament research. The Houthis are Iran's proxy, a cheap way to bleed America and Israel without firing a shot. Some, like Princeton's Bernard Haeckel, suggest the U.S. Houthi ceasefire ties to secret nuclear talks with Iran. True or not, Iran's winning. Every Houthi strike strengthens Tehran's hand, from Gaza to Lebanon. If we misstep, say, bomb Iran directly, this could spark a regional war, pulling in Hezbollah, Hamas, and beyond. Iran's playing chess, using Yemen as a board. Are we ready for their next move? Saudi Arabia, America's ally, is no bystander. From 2015 to 2022, they led a coalition against the Houthis, dropping 270,000 bombs and killing thousands, per UN estimates. It failed. The Houthis grew stronger, firing missiles at Riyadh and UAE oil fields. By 2023, Saudi Arabia shifted to diplomacy, brokering a truce with the Houthis via Oman. But the Houthis' Red Sea attacks threaten Saudi oil exports, and their strikes on Israel raise fears of escalation. Riyadh's in a bind. They want the Houthis contained but dread a wider war that could hit their refineries. America's strikes on Yemen, coordinated with Saudi intel, show we're still tied to their agenda. Yet Saudi Arabia's failure to crush the Houthis after 7 years is a warning. Airstrikes alone don't win. Are we repeating their mistake? While missiles fly, Yemen bleeds. The UN reports 19.5 million Yemenis, half the population, depend on aid. Famine stalks millions, with 2.2 million children malnourished. Airstrikes from Saudi Arabia, America, and Israel have destroyed hospitals, schools, and markets. The Houthis aren't blameless. They tax aid, recruit child soldiers, and block relief to rival areas. Their Red Sea attacks spike food prices, starving their own people. This war is not just about strategy, it's a humanitarian catastrophe. Every bomb we drop, every port we hit, deepens the misery. America's fight for security is costing lives we'll never see on CNN. Can we justify this cost, or are we too focused on winning to care? America's arsenal is a marvel. B-2s that evade radar, THAAD systems that track missiles in space. Yet the Houthis expose its limits. Our $2 billion bombers can't find their bunkers, hidden in Yemen's mountains. Our $15 million interceptors are outmatched by $2,000 drones. The Gurion failure showed even THAAD and Arrow can falter. Why? Technology excels in open battles, not against guerrillas who hide and adapt. The Houthis missiles, likely upgraded with Iran's help, are precise enough to hit a runway at 200 miles. Their drones swarm in numbers that overwhelm radar. Vietnam's low-tech traps, Afghanistan's IEDs, Iraq's ambushes, all showed tech's blind spots. Yemen's no different. Are we over-relying on gadgets instead of strategy? This war hits home too. Every billion spent on Yemen's airstrikes is a billion not spent on schools, bridges, or healthcare. Red Sea disruptions are hiking shipping costs, fueling inflation, and pinching your wallet at the pump and grocery store. Politically, it's a tightrope. Trump's America First base loves his tough talk, but endless wars breed skepticism. Vietnam sparked protests. Afghanistan drained trust. If Yemen drags on, we could see that again. Divided voters, angry veterans, and a media ready to pounce. The Houthis aren't just fighting us abroad. They're exposing our limits here. Can we afford another war, not just in dollars but in unity? That's the question staring us down. This isn't just about Yemen. It's a global chessboard. The Houthis are Iran's pawn, tied to Hamas and Hezbollah in a broader anti-Western axis. Their Red Sea attacks disrupt trade, costing billions and spiking prices worldwide. Their strikes on Israel risk pulling America deeper into a Middle East firestorm. If we escalate, say, hit Iran directly, we could face a regional war, with Lebanon, Gaza, and Syria as flashpoints. Saudi Arabia's oil fields, critical to global energy, are in the crosshairs. Yemen's humanitarian crisis, with 19.5 million needing aid, shames us all. At home, Our credibility's on the line. If we keep swinging and missing, allies like Israel and Saudi Arabia might doubt our resolve, and adversaries like Iran and China will pounce. This is bigger than one militia. It's about our place in the world. There's a smarter path. Airstrikes haven't worked. Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Yemen prove it. We need a hybrid strategy. First, tighten sanctions on Iran's weapons pipeline, targeting their Revolutionary Guard and proxies. Second, push diplomacy. Use Oman or Qatar to broker a broader ceasefire, including Israel, tied to Gaza peace talks. Third, bolster missile defenses. Fix THAAD and Arrow to counter Houthi missiles. Fourth, address Yemen's humanitarian crisis. Fund UN aid, pressure the Houthis to allow relief, and show we're not just destroyers. Finally, learn from history. Engage local allies like Saudi Arabia, but avoid their quagmires. Bombs alone won't win. Brains might. Are we ready to try? America, this is our reckoning. The Houthi conflict isn't just a war. It's a mirror showing our power, our pride, and our peril. Vietnam taught us resilience beats bombs. Afghanistan taught us wars outlast wallets. Iraq taught us hubris breeds chaos. Now, the Houthis are teaching us again. A prepared enemy, even a small one, can defy the mightiest army. We've got the strength, but strength alone won't cut it. It's time to rethink our game, value strategy over swagger, wisdom over weapons. So let's talk. Are we ready to learn, or will we let history repeat? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this video. Let's spark a movement, because if we don't reflect now, the HOUTHIS won't be the only ones writing our story. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into the issues shaping our world. Follow us on X for updates, and let's keep this conversation alive. Stay curious, stay critical, and see you next time.